I thought, maybe I ought to just open it up just to make sure. And I opened it up and pulled the guitar, looked at that. I saw it immediately. And I just about threw up. And then after that, I just, every swear word that I know, I used.
How many swear words do you know?
I've got quite a bit of them, and I try to use every one of them. Okay, hey, look at this. Here's a sweet guitar. This is a handmade McKerrihan that I had sold in one of my students that was a U.S. student, moved to Italy and really wanted this guitar. So I'm reluctant to ship things overseas, but I did, and I tell you, I packed it as well as I possibly could. I loosened the strings. I took off the bridge, put it in the case pocket. I've got paper here so it doesn't, strings don't sit on the pickups and scuff them up. When I put it in the case, I wrapped the headstock, little bubble wrap, put bubble wrap underneath the headstock in the case. The case had a little bit of bubble on the back here to protect the neck joint. Sometimes if the case isn't built properly, there's a gap there, and I've gotten guitars where the neck is completely busted off. I don't know how I could have packed this any better than I did.
Yeah, I mean, in other words, you know what you're doing when it comes to packing a guitar. Like, you have done it how many times? Hundreds of times.
Hundreds of times, yes.
So you have a system down to where, I mean, damage to guitars happens
very rare.
Very, very rare.
Very rare.
Like a 1% type of situation.
Trial and error has got me this way, but I've never had this happen right there.
And as you can see there, the headstock has been severed.
Yeah. I'm not saying it can't be fixed, but that's a definite headstock repair. I don't know why it broke. Now, I know this is a one-piece maple neck. Maple's a pretty strong piece of wood. This thing took a hit, and it's so sad that it had to be this guitar, and it couldn't have been a production guitar, but this is a one-of-a-kind.
Yeah, like this guy, McKerrihan, he was in Arizona. He's like a custom guitar builder. He's not, you can't buy, I mean, if you can find one, great, but there's only a handful of them out there, and it's like...
And this thing sounds great.
Yeah, it does. In fact, we did we featured this on a live stream, a couple months ago, which is where the guy saw it and wanted to buy it. Mm-hmm. So here's a look at how it sounded. Take a look at this.
Also, after this video, I had a couple friends, really, Pat Kelly, I'll drop names, Pat Kelly, calls up and says, man, that guitar sounded good, dang. He said, you should keep that. Obviously, I should have. It looks like probably I will. I don't know how this is all going to pan out. I put a claim into UPS. We'll see what happens. And I don't know. When I get boxes by UPS, they certainly looked more kicked around than FedEx, in my opinion. I realize that's just my opinion, but I'm going to see how UPS handles this. They apparently want to inspect it.
Yeah, so that means
I got to wait around for them to frickin'
right. We got to repack it, put it back in the box how it was, and then send it off, or who it was. Someone
I don't
come
know.
pick
They're
it up,
supposed to pick it up. I don't know. I'm supposed to get an email from them.
So this thing has turned into kind of a international nightmare.
No kidding. It went to Italy, and for some reason, they couldn't find the guy's address or something.
Yeah, not only that, it sat in a warehouse in Italy for 3
weeks.
3 weeks. And so ever since, we sent this off, it's been a problem. And even so, Mom was saying, don't send it. Don't do it.
That's
don't.
right,
it's going to be
Gail.
bad if you send this thing off to Italy. So don't do it. And,
She was absolutely right.
The guy you sold it to is a longtime student, and he
Good
really
friend,
wanted
yeah.
it. Yeah, good
And
buddy
he
of
wanted
ours.
it,
And
I wanted him to have it.
yeah, so it's definitely a sad story.
Totally.
But it can be repaired for sure. But let's hold that up again. Let's get another shot of that before you start packing that up, because I want to know what do you think happened?
I mean, it wasn't rolling around in that box. I'll tell you that. I used the blow up system. That reverb Avocates and Stumac with the cushions. To keep it stable in there. I put extra little boxes, or even it's got this sheet of cardboard so it can't be crushed like this. It's in the case packed. So nothing's rattling around.
It's kind of a mystery because
and the box didn't look that bad, did it?
No, definitely. And you guys can see the box here in this video. It's totally fine. So
it's got some road. I mean, it's dirty, like it was on the road or something. Maybe it fell off the truck.
I mean, even so, as you could see, the case, it's a hard shell case. So, I mean, I feel like you would almost have to jump on top of that case to break that off. I don't know. There's just...
It's weird because I put do not stack on there on every side of that box. This side up, fragile. What more do you want? And it makes me wonder if they took it out of the box and broke it out of the case because it was going to Italy. No, they didn't. That box wasn't open. Really? The box was never opened. You could tell that? Yeah, because I used strapping tape on the top. Strapping tape was never been broken. So, yeah. Because that's what it looks like to me, is like someone had to take that thing out and drop it or something, It's just such a crazy... I think the forklift fell on it. Yeah. It didn't crush the box, but, so it's a mystery why that just broke like that. Maybe if you guys got any ideas, you could let me know, but it's just freaking sickening. Yeah, and then just, what go into just real quick for me is what did you feel? So this has been a nightmare guitar. You finally get it back. You're finally, now thinking about selling it to someone else or something. No, he wants it. He wanted it. He said, ship it to my old address in Connecticut. I'm going to come back and visit. I'll pick it up then. So, okay, sure. So I did, or I was going to. The box looked pretty good, but But I just, it had been sitting in the office for about 5 days. It looked fine. I thought, maybe I ought to just open it up just to make sure. And I opened it up and pulled looked at that. I saw it immediately. And I just about threw up. And then after that, I just, every swear word that I know, I used. Anyway.
How many swear words do you know?
I've got quite a bit of them, and I try to use every one of them.
Yeah. So what on a repaired, headstock type of, you've had, guitars that have broken before. I broke a guitar. I broke a 66 Howard Roberts, the headstock off of that. Yeah,
but that was nothing compared to this break.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, this is really, it can be fixed, and I don't even like to look at it. I don't want to flake any of this wood off because he's going to glue it back down and massage it and get it in there really nice. Because you see how the back of that looks? See how that's going to just come on down in there? But you can see the truss rod in there. You see that truss rod? Yeah. So, but I don't want to mess with this too much. Anyway, he's going to do that. I don't get it. The strings were pretty loose.
So what is? You can see that there's no nut.
Well, the nut is in the case.
It is. So yeah. So it basically broke right on the nut.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was curious. Yeah. So a headstock repair. What does that do to the price of the guitar? Do you cut it basically in half now, or?
It depends, but yeah, it's usually, if it's a vintage guitar, people don't want to mess with it because it's got that stigma. Although it's super strong, when they get done with it, it'll never probably break in that area again. But it does a half, or at least, depending on it could be worse. I had a chance to buy a Gibson 1964 ES330, which I love those guitars, and they sound bitchin', and the short neck. It had a headstock repair. They wanted $1,700. I wanted to buy it. A friend of mine said, "Oh, don't buy it. You're going to lose money on it." I look back now and I think, what an idiot I was. I should have just bought that damn thing.
Right.
But
that Howard Roberts you had, once you had that repaired, you couldn't even tell.
Yeah, you couldn't.
That's how true. That's how good some of these guys are at fixing that stuff. Is you really you could look so close to it, just I don't see.
But
anything.
The thing about that Howard Roberts guitar is had a mahogany neck, and then it goes to black, so. It's kind of a real dark and then goes to black. And, you just can kind of massage that with a little black paint and stuff. So he was able to hide that. This is going to be a little tougher.
Yeah,
this is going to be a lot tougher.
That finish is, and not, that green back there.
Yeah. So.
And then another thing I was wondering about is, if that had a volute on it, do you think that, could have saved it?
That's why they put volutes on guitars. Yeah, you get an extra piece of a little more wood there to make it more stable.
Because that is the weak point of the guitar, right?
Yeah. So, you got a lot of pressure on these strings. However, in this particular case, these strings were loosened.
Yeah, you loosen the strings on all the guitars before you ship them.
Well, not all of them. It depends on. I usually loosen them I tune it down a whole step or a little further. I want a little bit of pressure on it.
Right.
But I don't. But in this case, I tuned it. I took the strings because I took the bridge off. You see, I took the bridge off. These strings weren't tight at all.
Yeah. Well, anyway, sad. Sad story for
that. This is a comfortable guitar, man.
It's a cool guitar too.
It sounds good too.
No F holes. Yeah, people love that thing. That was a great video when we did it, and Kind of sad. Yeah, like you were saying earlier, like, gosh, you know, if it was like a 175.
Yeah, they're falling out of the trees.
Yeah,
you know,
they're everywhere, and you know, not that big of a deal. There's probably 30 of those in the world, you know.
Of
So,
these guitars?
yeah, 30,
yeah,
40, 50.
I don't know how many made.
Right. So just guitar tragedy.
Maybe he'll see it and he'll say, hey, man, I'll fix that.
Yeah, you never know. That could be something, but
I don't.
who knows? Well, but anyway, you're gonna get it over to Nate. You're a luthier guy, and hopefully we will be back with a video showing you how good of a job he did on fixing it. So
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
yeah, for sure. So
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yep.
Hi, Rich here again. I just wanted to say thanks for checking out my videos. If you like it, hit the thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and sign up for those notifications so you can see all the cool guitar videos we put out each week. If you want more lessons right now, I have hundreds of them at guitarcollegelibrary.com. Check out our low-price monthly streaming memberships. And if you want to learn jazz, check out my course, Jazz Guitar Improv. I take beginner jazz players and get them playing awesome solos on the fly. You'll see the link for the JGI course in the description below. Hey, thanks again for watching my channel. We'll see you again real soon with a new video.